Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 11 of the 3am Chats podcast. Cody, what have you been up to, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good, mate. Just been working at Sports Direct for the past sort of, because it's been, what has it been, 3 weeks since our last one or something? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Sportsdirect.com.
my ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's been good. Just working there, but it's dead. It is dead. There's no one, like as in customer wise, no one's come in. It's just completely.
Yeah.
I think people are just scared, or they've already done the shopping already,
Yeah.
like in the lockdown we just had. So, yeah.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I've just been same as Coach, just been working really. Doing we're all in tier 3, so all three of us. We're not all together, obviously. But yeah, just been working really. At the gym. Gyms are reopened now, which is cool, even in tier 3. But I actually I got some exciting news today. So that I'm officially going to be moving to London to start a new job, which is going to be cool.
That's nice, man.
Just dropped some.
What was that?
I'm just messing around with some chopsticks I've got in my room.
Chopsticks.
Yeah, so that's going to be really cool. And also, I can't remember when we did the last podcast, to be honest with you, but
We released the last podcast on November 20th.
So
Yeah.
the last podcast, since the last podcast, we raised £600 for Movember. We finished that. That was awesome. So we raised £600 for Movember. 35% of that goes to the mental health side of things and all the research into suicide prevention, and the rest gets spread between things like prostate cancer, testicular cancer, those type of things, researches. So it goes towards those. So thank you so much to any listener.
Thank you.
That was awesome. We were really, really chuffed with how we did with that.
Yeah,
think-
thank you so much. We got to like the 400 mark, and I was like, oh, okay,
Mm.
like I'm happy with 400. We've done really
Yeah,
well
to be honest with you, when we set 500 originally, I was like, this is ambitious, but
Yeah.
we wanted to be ambitious to like, because if we didn't make it, we didn't make it, but we still raised loads of money.
Yeah.
And we got to like the week before, and we raised, I think 380. I remember the week before where I looked and I was like, I don't think we're quite gonna make it. And in the last week,
3
they
days.
smashed it, didn't it? It was all just picked up, and then we did our Instagram live, which helped as well. We raised a load more money from that. Cody's nan chipped in more than once. Shout out to Jean Mortimer one more time. But yeah, so that was really cool. That was really, really cool and really awesome. But yeah, I've just been trying to keep ourselves busy, isn't it? This tier really, really sucks. I think everyone's a bit fed up with it. But
But
I
you
guess
know,
you
at
gotta
least
do-
you know we're all tier 3. We're all working.
Just to clarify, Harry works in a pub, so obviously pubs can't reopen right now. We're in tier 3 places, so Harry can't go back to work, right?
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
just some clarification with you on that one. But
I knew
thanks,
it was
Cody,
coming.
for digging him out. Oi, 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 oi.
I knew it was coming.
But at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
There's a
true.
light at the end of the tunnel, so we can see the end now. It's not like we're just hanging around for who knows what's going to happen. We know the end is on its way, so we've got something to look forward to, haven't we, boys?
And hopefully I'll just calm down because I've been working so hard. It's just
at the gym.
yeah. No, I've just
Chest
been
pumping.
keeping myself busy. You know, we've been doing a lot. We did another YouTube video, didn't we, since the last one? So I've been busy editing other stuff, just keeping myself occupied, trying to keep the old juices flowing, creative juices, not anything else juices.
Why would we assume it was anything else? Why would we assume it was anything else? That is your
Sweat-
brain.
Sweat juices,
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah. sweat juices,
No one thought about any other juices but you.
Well, in today's Chat in the Deep, boys, we are going to the wonderful world of film.
Oh,
right? We're discussing the best trilogies there are out there, the most overrated films, and the most underrated films as well. So I'm going to start with you, Joe, and we're going to start with the underrated films.
The underrated
Yeah.
films. I've got film.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, film. Like, as in films, because we're all bringing one. So there's more than one.
Got you. Sorry. I was like, I have not prepared more than one. Like,
Brilliant. So, Joe,
one.
would you say, one of the most underrated films out there?
I don't know if it's one of the most underrated films. I couldn't really think about it, to be honest with you. When we discussed it, I was like, well, what is my most underrated film? And so I was going through Google and different buzz feeds and stuff like that. And I was like, no, I don't really. These films are either too niche or like I just disagreed with them. And then I was like,
classic Joe.
Okay, exactly. But then I came across a film that I absolutely bloody love. And I've loved it ever since it came out as I was a kid. And that film is Treasure Planet. Now if you haven't seen Treasure Planet is like it's the story of like Jack Hawkins. There's an actual book that it's based on, isn't it? It's like a pirate one.
Yeah,
I can't think of
read
what
it or watched the film.
No.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah. Well, of course you haven't. So Treasure Planet basically was a Disney film that absolutely flopped. It did not do well. It tanked at the box office. Really, really bad. But and people, I think people compared it. There was a character in it that people compared to Jar Jar Binks, and they said that's why it really tanked as a film. And they said but the animation is really good, like really good for the time. I don't know when it came out, but the animation is really good for compared to other films around the time. I just really love it. I just think it's a really good film.
Well, Disney's like throughout their whole career of building their sort of, universe of films, they were having like real struggles. Like it was make or break films back to back. Like Cinderella, I think, was like a saving grace for the company. So like,
oh really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of research you can do and like delve into. I don't know a lot about it, but like you can delve real far into Disney. But that's so interesting because like it is quite famous. Like I've heard of Treasure Planet. I saw the books at school when we were growing up. They were everywhere.
Treasure Island. Treasure Island is what it's based on.
Is it not the same thing?
No.
So they're two different. So Treasure Island is like an original book.
Treasure Island is like the original story. It's like
right.
It's like Jack and Jill, basically. Let's say that.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
And then Treasure Planet is like the spin-off. It's like a take on it.
Treasure Planet came out in 2002. It says.
Yeah, if you look at honestly, so I think it's on Disney Plus, but it's just a really enjoyable film. It's not a musical one, but it's a really, really good film.
So they'd already released like quite a few bangers.
Yeah,
it's not like old.
It did not do well. I was looking today.
Wow.
It just really didn't do well, but I really like it. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite Disney films.
That's a great entry. Well, I feel bad now because I've gone with a film that has got a lot of recognition, but I think it just deserves even more. And I went with Joker. It is possibly the best film I've ever seen.
Underrated though.
Mate, massively. It got slated by so many people.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I do agree with him. I think, but in the critics loved Joker.
Yeah.
But if you talk, like my dad thought it was shocking.
Yeah.
I remember my dad, my dad, I went to see this with my dad and my brother, and literally both of them turned, my brother sitting next to me, literally Harry's worst nightmare doing this. Like, I was literally just like, really? Not at this film, man. Not at this film. I was like there in awe of what was going on the screen. And then my dad turns around to me and goes, what a load of shit.
Yeah, I remember you
in the film, thinking like, oh, that is what we call a classic Eamon. Yeah. So, I was just like, really, Dad? Really? I was like, during this film, and it's really quiet moment, and then I'm pretty sure so many people looked around thinking, what's this guy on?
Yeah, that the audience reception was mixed largely, especially when it first came out. But I think it's almost becoming, like how I think Fight Club was similar when it was released. It wasn't amazingly popular because it was so like controversial in its content and stuff, but it's almost got a cult following now. And I think Joker's going to have the same thing. But like, I just thought we all know the acting was insane from everyone. The story's insane. The music is next level. It just needs way more. It has so much recognition, but it just needs so much more. So good. What about you, Codes?
That's just baffled me that seemed underrated to people. Like, when I watched it, I thought it was amazing, but that's just me.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I think the people we've surrounded ourselves with, like both my brothers loved it. Like everyone I know, like you guys loved it, but there are so many people out there that just, for some reason, it didn't agree with them. It's next level. It literally should be everyone's favorite. That's why I think it's underrated.
I could watch it over and over again, though.
No, it's not like you'd have to give it a little while.
It's not like I give it like a good few months before I watch it.
And normally I'm the guy that will suggest like the crazy, stupid stuff, like the funny films rather than like the serious. That's why I thought this one. Yeah,
but you studied film, so
there's a lot in there. I don't want to nerd out, so I'm going to leave it. But
I can't do my calculations.
We want to start talking about equilibriums and breaking the walls, and
equilibriums and breaking the walls.
I'm just saying words here. What about you, Codes?
Big words. I've chosen Scooby Doo, mate. Legend. What a film! You haven't seen Scooby Doo yet?
Which
2000? Let me take you back to 2002, the first film.
Okay.
We're on, what's it called? Skull Island? I can't remember. Oh, it's great.
Yes, it's called Skull Island. I've actually seen this film quite a few times as well.
I think that's why, though. I think because I've seen it so many times, I've like, I just enjoy it. And like, I just see a lot of people are like, oh, this is rubbish. I'm like, no, it's real life Scooby. Well, it's not real life, but not the people.
Real life? Fucking dog, you knob.
Scooby Doo.
Such a bad film.
The first one. I'm trying to find.
I love it. I love that film. It's just cheesy. It's just cheesy.
It is cheesy.
Like,
that's
it's not
of it.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a great film in terms of acting or anything, but I think as a like a whole, I think what I like most about it is the world you get taken to. Like I remember as a kid going, oh, I'd love to go to like Skull Island, like everyone drinking, like I don't know what they're drinking, but you know what I mean, like.
So the first one is where they go to the resort and like everyone's like.
And everyone starts turning into like really weird, into like monsters of themselves.
And there's a bit when they eat something, and then like the steam comes out their ears. It gets so hot. What that like? I think it's like Scooby Doo just like trying to eat with Shaggy.
What, Scoob?
Oh my god! Basically, guys, also some context on this is that Harry is Shaggy as a person. So
he is Shaggy.
He is Shaggy. Especially when he had his pubes on his face.
Oh.
Whoa. For context, I was growing pubes, but no, I was growing facial hair.
Oh, he was growing pubes. Oh, growing the pubes.
What up, mate?
Immediately annoyed.
Growing pubes.
All right, now we're turning to something a little bit more probably controversial in the most overrated films.
My most overrated film. This is the most overrated.
I know what he's going to say, and it's going to piss me off. This is what I've been preparing for, boys. Right, just to set the scene.
I hated it. I hated it so much. Let me finish. All of it is visually stunning.
Musically, masterful.
Musically, okay. But then the last 20 minutes. If they'd have just brought out a short film as the last 20 minutes, I'd have been like, give that the best short film. Give that an Oscar for the best short film. But the rest of the film, I was like, really? I went with my girlfriend at the time. Bear in mind, she did fall asleep on a lot of films, but she fell asleep in the cinema. It was that boring. In the cinema, she fell asleep because she was so bored at that film. And she's also a musical theatre person.
Right. Now, I've got to say this because you said it was musically okay, which just blows my mind. Cody, it is basically a jazz show. You're a jazz guy. You love jazz. Come on. You've got to give them some credit in the musical department.
Oh, some of it's great.
Oh, that makes me sad that you say some of it.
Not all of it's great.
And not only that, its acting is next level.
I don't agree.
Emma Stone is so good in it.
I love Emma Stone. She's great. I'm not a Ryan Gosling fan.
Right, that makes me sad, dude. Have you seen him in Blade Runner?
No, I haven't seen that film actually.
Bro,
It's in that one.
And then the comparison you can make between him in Blade Runner and him in La La Land. Whew,
I don't care. I just don't like him.
he's so good in La La Land, dude.
He's not good in La La
Didn't they
Land.
teach him piano for the show, for the film? And
Yeah,
he
he
literally,
learned-
Yeah. But then when it goes to his hands, it's not him.
yeah, but he still played the music.
Yeah, but he didn't play it well enough, so like they had to get someone in anyway.
Oh, mate, you're making me angry. It was so good. And
I also know that Cody doesn't love this film as well. So
this is why I asked Cody, the musical.
Well, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, really. Like, I just think it's okay. Like, I'm not like blown away by it. I'm blown away by how it looks, but I'm not also
so
like
good.
it's. But I'm not also like, oh, it's terrible. I do think it's a good film. I've just not. What tells me I don't really like it that much is I've only watched it once. I've literally watched it in the cinema. So like, I like the music. For me, I like the music the most out of it.
Definitely.
The dance was a bit cringy in my opinion because it was just
mate,
like
no, it's so good.
because it was
The only bit I was a bit was the planetarium bit.
Yeah, well, that's a bit wacky. Well, the whole film's a bit wacky sometimes, but like,
But then I understand why they did it because it was an artistic, stylistic choice, bro.
the bit I actually didn't like the most was the start. I feel like that was nothing like what the film
agree.
is.
I
'Cause the film's meant to be
agree.
realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, it almost made a
Realistic.
musical before.
yeah,
Like, when I
there's-
saw that, I was like, oh, this is what I'm expecting. Then it's going to be like this, fake world that isn't what Hollywood's like. But then I don't know.
For me,
That's what I liked because it was
me-
that. The film
for me-
became that. It was a musical opening number that was, oh my god, like it's pizzazz, it's all fake, like woohoo, and then it shows you the real. How good is that film?
it's not good film. I was so bored.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a bit long as well. For me,
so
though. I don't
it's
mean
so
it's bad.
drawn out, man. That film, like I agree with Codes, starts amazing. You think, wow, this is going to be a blockbuster of film. They then just didn't go back into that world at all, until the end.
Yeah, but I think
I
that's
was
the
like-
musical side of you. You got to drop
No,
that.
no, it's not the musical side. It's not the musical side of me. The musical side of me is like they sold this film as like a classic old film, and they were like, "Oh, but now we're going to show the reality of Hollywood." Okay, show the reality of Hollywood then. But then they needed more of those interjections, in my opinion.
And I'm just telling you now. Go on, Codes, before I go in.
Before you go in, I quickly want to say I do think it's like a good film, but I just don't think it should have won that many. It won so many awards. I think that in itself, I think that's what makes it overrated for me. Not that it's
completely.
I don't
think it's the worst film in the world, but I also think, considering the acclaim it got, and also
it deserved.
Ryan Gosling got nominated for a bloody Oscar. How did he get nominated for that?
It was good.
No. Emma Stone was that little bit where she does the speech.
The monologue's amazing.
Oh, that
Yeah.
alone was worth it. But he was like, the whole film was just this mope.
Oh, you're mad.
I was just like, man, oh, come off
You
it.
are mad.
The last 20 minutes, though, I will level with you. The last 20 minutes of the film is possibly the most beautiful bit of cinematic.
Yeah, it's great.
Things I've ever seen.
Right, so when we came up with the idea of doing a film podcast, we knew there was going to be debates, and the boys had, we hadn't told each other what we were putting, and the boys had both said, Harry, you're going to get annoyed at my most overrated films. And I expected both of you to come with La La Land. That was what I was expecting. My most overrated film is literally it's almost like me answering back. Dude, the most overrated film for me is definitely Greatest Showman. because it's just it was like a high concept musical theater thing, which is great. And some of the songs in it are fantastic. Some of the storylines are good. But they aren't.
But it didn't get nominated. But it didn't win an Oscar. So it didn't win an Oscar, and it's just like a family favorite film. My mum loves that film.
It's overplayed.
Why
the
is
music
it
is not as good, man. The music is amazing.
The music is on all over the fucking La La Land. The music is amazing. The Greatest Showman music is phenomenal.
I genuinely think the Greatest Showman music has actually changed some people. Like, it's made them believe in themselves.
I think it's so. I think the great.
I'm telling you, the story, yeah, fair enough, and the message behind the songs is lovely. It is really nice. But
here are the differences, in my opinion, between Greatest Showman and La La Land. Greatest Showman is just like, do you know what? We're a feel-good film. We want to make people feel good. We're going to stick a load of songs in there. We want people to come out of this film feeling like singing our songs, and we want it to be on the radio. We want to make money. That's basically what they come out. That's what they go in with that film making. La La Land, we're going in being like, oh, we're gonna be this really cool, edgy film.
No, you're putting that voice on.
We're gonna tell the reality of what Hollywood is really like.
No, you're putting a voice on.
I don't fucking care. Just like you, and it just didn't deliver. Greatest Showman was all like, we're cheesy, we're a bit, we're not the best storyline in the world. I'm not funny. The story of P.T. Barnum, he's an
asshole. Why are we glorifying him?
Yeah, I agree, but they're not trying to. But they're like, this is a feel good film. Whereas the other one's like, oh no, look how amazing! Look, oh my god, my heart's breaking.
I disagree, dude.
I cried at Great Showman.
I was gonna say that.
A wink.
No,
actually, the last 20 minutes, I got emotional. The last 20 minutes, that last 20 minutes is the only time I felt anything during La La Land.
Maybe it's because I have had to sing the songs a lot as well, and I'm just like, it's overdone now.
Mate, I got upset at Greatest Showman by the quote at the end. That's
I thought Great Showman was really
Is it going to spoil it if you say the quote?
No.
It
doesn't matter. Everyone you can Google the story of it. What's the quote?
I can't even remember. It's that good.
Mate, great. My opinion of Great Showman, I'm with you. It's not the best film in the world, but it's got some great bloody music. I really enjoy it for what it is.
Visually, it's really good. It's really good.
It's really stunning.
The bar bit is really good.
Is it reality? No, but they're not trying to be reality. It's just they're not trying to though, are they? They're in that musical world. They're in that larger than life world. Whereas La La Land tries to be something that it isn't.
Put a musical on them.
What do you mean put a musical on then?
Well, if you're going to make a musical, I'll put a musical on.
It's a musical film. That's the whole premise of the film.
Yeah, I agree. And it is really, like, some of it, I'm like, wow, that's really good. Hugh Jackman, amazing in it. Like, he is genuinely really good.
Yeah, he's really good in it, actually.
But my point is, as storylines go, it's not the best.
Yeah, but I'm not saying no one's arguing that, mate.
And some of the songs are good.
Oh. Yeah, well, not every song is. I don't love every song, but there's
more
songs I love in that. There's more songs I love in that than bloody La La Land.
Every song in La La Land is amazing.
How many times? Okay, name the. No, wait a second. Name the songs in La La Land.
I can't list them. I can't do that about musicals I've been in.
Name as many songs as you can in La La Land.
Why would we do this? Okay, all right. Name every scene in bloody Scooby-Doo codes. Go. Do you know what I mean?
There's a difference. You said the music. I bet that you could name more Greatest Showman songs.
Yes, because they're played all the time, songs. And it's like
I think what you said. The music is better.
Again.
I think that argument's a bit like invalid just because La La Land's like jazz.
Yeah,
there's actually a lot of songs that aren't sung. I will say jazz is a lot harder to write than the pop songs because most of them are like in Greatest Showman. A lot of them are just like 5 or 6 chords, but that's what makes them great. They're so simple but amazing, in my opinion. But La La Land musically has way more integrity. But again, depends what kind of person you are. Like I appreciate the jazz, but like some people might not. They don't really care about how that chord fits.
Let me put it a different way. To me, Greatest Showman is like a Five Guys. It's like they know they're not top quality, but they know they're not the best thing in the world. They're not Michelin star. They're just going in, they're embracing what they are, and they're good. It tastes amazing. Whereas you got bloody La La Land. It's like Byron Burgers.
I like Byron Burgers.
They're trying to. Oh, Cody. Come on.
This isn't a good analogy because I don't think I've ever had them.
That's what I'm telling you. Overrated. Rather get Five Guys. You want a Byron burger? Go to Five Guys.
I'd rather just not eat the burgers and go watch La La Land.
Oh.
What is this analogy?
I can see why you think Greatest Showman's overrated. But
it is like, I get it. When something achieves the height that it did, and you're right, it's a feel good. And I agree, some of the songs are amazing. Like A Million Miles is one of them.
Love
that song. Absolutely love that song. I can like some of the songs and still think, to be fair, it is a good film, but it's not for me. I think it's overrated and overdone.
But I think the overdone thing is very.
I agree with the overdone. The overdone, I do agree with.
Every single, like, if you go on holiday and you're watching entertainment, it will be on.
It's on there.
Like,
I feel like that's one of the only musical films that has its soundtrack has made it onto radio.
Yeah.
My mum will
Yeah.
put radio on, and like from now on comes on. Do you know what I mean?
It's still
like,
going on now. I think. I think
Exactly.
the album is
Yeah.
still in the
3
chart.
3 years later.
And to say that is a massive achievement, and I'm not knocking the film. Like I know that it's a good film, but for me, it's just not where I'm at. Like City of Stars was the only one that made it on the radio, and they took it back off again.
I think also it was bad timing because La La Land that came in 2016, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I think because Greatest Showman came literally the next year, I think that's why another reason why I didn't have time to settle with La La Land. I kind of just went, oh well, this film is more me, so like that.
And that's the thing is we're all musical theatre, so I do feel like a bit of a stranger when I'm like, no, it's not that. That's not me. I want to go that way, and I'm not trying to just be that guy that's like, oh, I don't want to go with the crowd.
La La Land just feels like it's just trying. It feels like it's trying really hard to be a bloody film, and it's just not to be. It's trying hard to be a really edgy, honest story, and it's just come off to me as in my perception of it as just a bit.
Hang on, I just want to do this should not change any opinions.
Yeah,
but La La Land got 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
I don't care.
I know, and I'm not saying this is going to change any opinions. I'm gonna do it anyway. Greatest Showman got 56.
Yeah, but there's more to hate in Greatest Showman because it's not because it's in that area of theatre show.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Anyone who's like an acting diehard kind of person, they're going to go, nope, they can't act.
Well, they're gonna see him walking at the end on turning up to the theatre on an elephant and goes, well, that wouldn't happen, would it?
That was one of my original arguments, but I left that.
So unrealistic.
But
he's walking down the road singing.
Yeah,
he's running along rooftops chanting like "A million dreams." I was thinking, hell, why do I care? Like,
my point
elephant.
Is the acting is really good in it. I'm like genuinely, and the performances, the songs, everything about the film is great. I think the main argument for me is it's just so much consumed. Like, there's so much of it being consumed now. It's I
see that. I see that. I do see that.
What about you, Codes? We've left you. We've left you the last one. Like,
kind of just like.
Well, also to piss off Harry, I just overrated A New Hope from Star
in
Wars.
The bin, bro.
It's just for me though. I think I'm just gonna put it very short. I genuinely think because that's the first film. If people who haven't watched Star Wars, it's like, oh, watch A New Hope. That's the first one. I feel like that's the film that turns people off from wanting to watch the rest of it. They're like, oh, it's so boring.
I do agree to a. I think for us, it's very different. Of growing up as kids, when I watched that film, as a child, I watched it and I was like, your imagination is just going mental. And it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. But like, if I remember when I was trying to get one of my girlfriends to watch it and she was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
To be fair, Anna was the same. She
I just remember and she hated it.
She was like, I like the newer ones. And I'm like, yeah, but you...
It's just for me. I think
it's a graphics thing. I think it's also a graphics thing as well.
No, but you got to think they wrote that film. That whole thing was as if they were only ever going to do the one.
Yeah, going to do one. Yeah. Which I do appreciate, and obviously it's hard to look at it now because that isn't the case. But it's like I think because I have watched that film a lot as well. Like, I haven't just watched it 3 times. I've watched it probably at least 15, if not more. And it's like I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've overwatched it, but I just find it a bit slow when they're in Tatooine. I'm like, it feels like they're in Tatooine the whole film.
So good, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. What's your argument with that? Why is it one of the best ones?
Literally one of the best films ever made. The trilogy itself is probably my second favorite trilogy ever
made.
Yes.
Ever made? That's a bold statement.
Guys, you've got to see it.
Best film ever made.
A New Hope is the best film ever.
Best film ever made. That's a big
right.
statement.
You're arguing like you said it, Joe. You said like you've grown up with Star Wars, right? Now it was one of the only films I'd ever watch, so I'm never gonna back down from loving that film. Yeah, it might be a pile of to watch now, but it's not to me, man. It's
my thing is like, have you?
No, I agree with you. I love that film. Like I think it's more. I love the idea of the film more than I do actually watch it. When I watch it, I'm just like, yeah, do you know what? This actually isn't the best film in the world. However, the idea of I think it's just because it's the first one. It created that world and that universe. So that's what I love that more than I love the actual film.
Well, here's a little fact about A New Hope, and then I think it was, I want to say it was 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I could be wrong. But Steven Spielberg and George Lucas were like great friends, right? But when they were creating Star Wars, George Lucas wasn't sure it was going to be a hit. Like when it was ready and it was being watched by like the executives and stuff, he was like, I don't know if this is going to make it, man. So Steven Spielberg got like a 2.5% share in it, and then to cover his back, George Lucas got one in Steven Spielberg's film. And then when it came out, they both just made all the money because it is an amazing film, right? And not only that, Codes, but come on, the whole idea, when we were kids, people would talk about flying cars and like going up into space and stuff, and they showed you that. They showed you that in that film.
Yeah.
Showed you that.
No, I agree. I do agree.
Watch it again. Right, this is what we're going to do after all this. We're watching all of these films again.
I've just watched the last Jedi. I'm like, come on, that's like way. Way.
I think the thing is that they A New Hope, like I said a minute ago, like it's really, I think what's more amazing about it is the world it created, as opposed to the actual film content itself.
And I would say it is one of those films, like we'll cover it later on in the trilogies thing, but definitely the first Star Wars film paved the way for like space. Films.
Oh yeah, completely.
And, like,
I'm not mocking that. Yeah, I'm just judging it as a film in itself.
As a film in itself. Yeah. I see where it's coming from, though. I do see where it's coming from.
I don't.
Bloody hell. Have you and me swap places today?
Are you eating nuts with chopsticks?
Yep.
What is happening to us? Lockdown needs to end now. Right, so boys, before we go on to the next bit, I asked my brothers because they are big into their films. And it's almost like they're in different fields of work and they enjoy different things. They're both interested in different things. I know they all enjoyed The Joker, but I'm fairly sure they haven't even seen The Greatest Showman. So I'm just gonna read you their most overrated and most underrated, and just even if we, we'll just compare it and see what they say, see what you guys think of what they've said. Ryan, my brother, my youngest of the two older brothers that I have, said Hitman was the most underrated film. So obviously there's the big video game series, but there is Hitman. I think there's at least 2 Hitman films.
Yeah, there's 2. I haven't seen one of them. I've seen one of them, but I haven't seen the other.
I
loved it. As Hitman the game, I loved.
Yeah, the game's sick.
So I don't know, but I thought I'd throw it out there. Maybe the audience will have something to say about it. And then he said most overrated was Avatar.
Oh, that is I hate that film.
I see where he's coming from. It's boring, man.
As in visually,
it's not boring.
Plot.
Oh, it's so good. The story maybe is a bit, but like the world is just insane.
I don't give a shit about world, mate. I give a shit about film. Is it entertaining?
Right. Film is about being entertaining and taking you out of your real world, and that definitely does that.
Also, 2 hours 42 minutes.
Yeah, dude. That's time. I don't need that.
You love long films.
I do.
That's not. I'm sorry. This ain't Django Unchained, or what's called? Is that what it's called?
Django Unchained. That's also a great film.
That is a brilliant film.
But that's because it's Tarantino. Is that it?
Yeah.
And that's also because but that's 2 hours and nearly 3 hours of great film.
Yeah.
So is Avatar, dude. The world.
Not blue people on my screen, like putting their like penises
and also putting their
horses.
penises into horses. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that is weird because they have sex by connecting their hair, but they also connect the same hair to like the animals. But as a film, whatever. The world, next level. Took me away from Earth.
Swipe left.
The next one, Dan, the oldest of my two brothers, said the most overrated film, and I'm assuming he means the franchise, was Fast and Furious. He's not a massive fan.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan either.
To be fair, I haven't finished the series, but I liked it. It wasn't like blow me away film.
I haven't.
Again,
Yeah.
it's one of those films. I think they are what they are. They're not trying to be something else. They're just.
They've kind of owned their market now.
Yeah.
And then he said, which is interesting because I think this film did do really well, was most underrated was 1917. And the reason he
I haven't seen it.
See, neither
Oh,
of I
okay.
haven't finished it, but
I've
he said
watched
the reason
it.
it's underrated was it's up there with one of the best war films ever made, which I
Oh,
think's fair
wow.
enough because there's been a lot.
I haven't seen it.
This is
but-
this. Sorry to recap. This is the one that's like got that first shot in like 15 minutes where it's just one shot or something.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
I
is.
think
Is
the
that-
film
is that-
literally has like 2 shots, but it's basically meant to be one shot.
One
film.
continuous take, yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
great film.
There's a great story about there's a tree in the film that's featured, and all the actors had been peeing on it because they were obviously trying to do one shot, and every time
Yeah.
they failed, they'd have to reset. And these actors are like, "Well, come on!" So there's just like loads of wee up.
It's
tree. It's so good.
1917 is what Hacksaw Ridge didn't do. I'd say
Mm.
Hacksaw Ridge was a very like it was way too. We talked about it before, but like it was way too like superhero like for what it was trying. Well, for what it was trying to be. It was trying to be like this realistic thing where people were getting shot in the head as soon as they stepped over the trench.
Yeah, like illustrate what war was really like and stuff.
Yeah. But I think 1917, there was bits at the end I was like, this is a bit weird because you've been trying to do this whole realistic thing the whole time, and now
they've
we've
introduced
gone
that.
to yeah. But I thought the film as a whole, it was good. It was really like realistic. The set is incredible, and
I haven't. To be honest with you, I've heard. I can't go off what the film is because I haven't seen it, but I can go off what I've heard, and I've not heard anyone say it's a bad film. To be honest, with you.
Yeah. Whereas with the Joker, I've had that reception from some people not liking it.
So I don't know if it's overrated because of that, but
he's saying it's like
underrated. So underrated.
Yeah.
But
I think
if it's that good, then maybe
it's a good submission, I think, because that is something like the Joker that achieved such a wide market and did do so well. And he was saying even then it's not enough; it deserves more. So I think it's an interesting one.
Definitely give that. I definitely need to. That is on my watch list.
Yeah, I might watch it this
it's
weekend actually.
Like,
And I'm gonna rewatch all these films that we've suggested as well because I feel like
I'm not watching Avatar, mate.
I'm also not watching La La Land.
Avatar was the first Blu-ray I owned. Avatar was so good.
Yeah,
If
same.
I can, I will never watch La La Land again in my life.
Oh, you're making me pissed.
If I can, if I get away with it, I won't ever watch it again.
Oh no, I think I need to go for a nap or a walk or something. Now, while we're having this little intermission, when I was talking about Star Wars and Steven Spielberg's deal with that, it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I think, is the name of the film, not 2001: A Space Odyssey, because that was Stanley Kubrick and that came out ages ago. The reason I'm putting that in there is because if a film buff is watching this or listening to this, we're screwed. What do you think is the best trilogy out there? Now, I will
again
clarify.
for me, it's just.
Sorry, Codes. I will clarify that with these, obviously, you can have a trilogy that's then done more films. So, for example, Star Wars. But let's. That was George Lucas just texting. But what we will say is, so let's say the original 3, in trilogies. Should we say that? All right, Codes. What are you saying for your best trilogy?
So Shrek. No, joking. Let's
I thought you were going with that.
No, I like Shrek. For me, it's just a personal thing. I just love the original Spider-Man trilogy. Like the third one, I didn't think was great, but the 1 and 2 are.
This is the Tobey Maguire ones, right?
Yeah, they are the best Spider-Man films I've seen because I just think I think it's directed properly with the characters actually getting. I felt way more into the character, like him actually getting cut by the Green Goblin. Like this guy's actually going to die.
It did feel realistic.
I've never felt that with the other Spider-Man. Really, I've kind of just maybe that's because I'm growing up because like Spider-Man came out like 2003 or something, the first one. Again, like you can argue it because he's not really a teen. He didn't seem like a teenager, but then is that the time frame? Is he meant to be like that age at that point? I don't really know.
Yeah, because they change it. Like even with the games, it's a different time zone in Spider-Man's life compared to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. For example.
I just think like my favorite out of the trilogy is Spider-Man 2 because I just think Doc Ock,
such a good film,
is one of the best villains like in that series. Anyway, he's
great
just played
name as well.
Yeah, he's coming back for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
in Tom Holland's one.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
It's just all. I remember being like watching it, going, "Oh my god!" It's just like so cool, the character, but also how evil he is. But then also he's not trying to be, because he's just a scientist that's got it wrong. And it's just like, but it's just so many scenes, like, you know, when he's holding the train, like it's about to come off the subway.
So good.
That is the
good.
best. I've never. They tried to recreate it in the first, like, Tom Holland one. I was like,
Yeah,
nah.
well, he's pulling the boat together, isn't he?
Yeah, I was like, no, it ain't. Tom McGuire going, he's like constipated, trying to save it. Yeah, that's mine. It's not. I know it's not probably everyone's like cup of tea, but it's the one I've watched the most out of
I think the thing is that you can't, with the Spider-Man trilogy, with the original one, sorry.
Yeah.
You can't judge it next to Tom Holland's one. And
No.
Because the reason I don't think you can is because Tom Holland's one is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whereas the other one wasn't. So, and I think,
I think that's why I like. I think that's why I like it though, because it's like original.
And it's a lot more, like you said, it's a lot more serious. Whereas, like, I'm not being funny. Disney do the new one, and Disney do some great stuff, and I really like new ones. But like,
yeah, for me, like Tom Holland's one is my favorite, but I have so much respect for the Tobey.
Yeah, I don't dislike them, but I don't love them.
Yeah.
Is where I'm at with it.
What about you, Joe? What are you saying? Best trilogy?
Oh, mine is so we're going for like if there are more than 3, yeah.
No. So, like,
3 or more.
If there's more than 3, just say what ones you like and just call that the trilogy, I guess.
So I'm going Indiana Jones, and we're leaving the last one because the fourth one, because that's not worth to talk about. I love them. I absolutely love them.
They are great.
I know the second one gets some stick because the whole when he pulls his heart out, that's a bit unrealistic. But I'm just like, I still love it.
Yeah,
like,
but it dances on the edge of fantasy anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it's just the last Crusade with Sean Connery. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh my god, the Temple of Doom with what's his name? What's the little kid's name?
Yeah.
Short round. It's just such a good film. All of them.
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of think they're perfect.
Really?
It's hard to.
I wouldn't want to change anything about any of them. Like,
it's really hard to find like a good trilogy like that. Like, there's not many that are like all 3 films are like basically good. Like,
the second one does get a lot of stick, and just because it's like meme worthy, but like I really like it. Like,
but I think that's because the culture we're in, though.
So good.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it wouldn't be given that much stick, but just because of people on Twitter who got nothing else to do except go, let's go to a film that's like quite old now and just like see this point in the film that makes it get a name for itself.
And they're making a 5th one.
Are they actually?
They're making a 5th one.
Yeah, is he coming back as well?
He's coming back for it.
Oh, good.
And it better be bloody good.
Yeah, at least he actually enjoys Indiana Jones, because he hates Star Wars, doesn't he? As an actual like concept.
Yeah, no, he always does say. Yeah, apparently, like notoriously, he's been like known for not being the biggest fan of it. Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good. I just don't think anything's wrong with it.
Well, I'm going to bring the thunder with my best trilogy, and it's probably quite predictable, but it's just next level, and it's Lord of the Rings. It's just possibly the best trilogy out. Well, it is the best trilogy out there. I don't even know. I'm saying possibly. And I'm a Star Wars fan,
isn't it? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's top on pretty much everyone's list.
Critically, I think it's the best. Yeah.
Acting wise, definitely the best.
Yeah.
The scenery is in its next level, and the way they achieved the scenery at the time, because obviously technology hadn't caught up to his ideas, next level.
Don't get me wrong. I think Lord of the Rings is
just incredible
as a piece of. Oh, okay, it sounds so wanky. As a piece of art and a piece of cinema, it's unbelievably good,
and it paved the way for things like Game of Thrones.
It's untouchable.
There's just nothing that compares to it. Like, critically, it's like it's just amazing. However, I don't find it as entertaining. Like, I would rather watch Indiana Jones.
The battles, bro. The battle.
No,
was so
I'm not
good.
saying. I'm not saying that Indiana Jones is better, but I do get to a point in Lord of the Rings where I'm just like,
It's long.
Is it because
It's
they're all
really-
7 hours long?
they are really long.
That's
Like,
I think that's the only downside to it. Is just because it is long. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it had to be
I've
though,
got-
man. They weren't ever going to be.
Oh
able to,
no, I'm not. What is it? I've watched the extended versions, and they're even
they're
longer.
so good. You have
It's
to.
like they're like half an hour longer. I thought when they were extended versions, I thought, oh, it'd just be like 2 minutes.
Although it is
Nope.
with the third one, they say it should have ended like 5 times. Like there's moments where
Yeah,
it
the
could have ended.
the third one is I actually think the third one is my least favorite one, to be honest with you, just because it, like you say, it does feel like, oh, that's it. Oh no, sorry, that's it. Oh no, sorry. It feels like they literally stopped it about 5 times, and I was like,
the first time I
come
watched
on.
it was at uni. With I think we were all there in.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you watch
no,
all 3 of them?
I think we watched like 2. I've watched the third one at another time after.
You know,
but
I
like,
think that was our friend Joe's idea because he told me every
Yeah.
year he and his brothers watch all 3 of them on New Year's Day or New Year's
yeah,
Eve.
it was
Like
him.
back to back. They
Yeah.
watch the extended version, so that's like 10 hours of content every single year.
Shout out, Mr. Lang.
Yeah,
Mr. Lang.
But like,
I think, yeah, I agree. They're the best. in my
yeah,
opinion.
I think what amazes me about that is just when you're watching it, or when I was sat there watching, I was like, God, this is just when you step away and go, oh, in reality, this is just actors in this like, studio, whatever, or sometimes it's actual like fields or whatever. And it's like this world that they've created is just like you just sat there going, where is this? Like this is I know it's really simple to say, but like this is the best thing I've seen where it's like it creates that kind of feel. And
I think I commented. I've used it before in a previous check it out in a podcast, but there's a YouTube CGI artists react, and they react to Lord of the Rings. They do the whole thing, and they show you that a lot of it was miniatures, and then they CGI'd people in. So like what you're looking at is literally just a still of like I don't know. Almost
it's
like
similar to what they did to Harry Potter.
Yeah, like you could build it out of Lego. Like, do you know what I mean? And then like they've created this other world. Oh, it's just so good. And like even like down to the fact that when Aragorn kicks the helmet, he breaks his toe and it's like a real scream.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So good. There's so much to it. The quotes, everything. But that's the same with all 3. I think all 3 of them, like, we've chosen quite good trilogies there, I think. So I've got like a list of the top 10 and we'll just rattle through them real quick. And you'll be pleased to know that in the top 10 spot, I'm assuming this is just taken from like a poll on the internet, so I don't know how accurate it is, but Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Man that Cody voted for, got 10th,
Nice.
which is
that
huge.
makes me happy. I can't believe that.
Number 9 got Captain America, which I think is unfair because the first 2 were his, and then the third one was kind of like basically an Avengers film, rather than
it's not really.
It was like him and Iron Man, wasn't it?
Yeah. But fair enough. I mean, they were all good. I loved those films. So, Pirates of the Caribbean was 8th.
I was going to say that as another choice, but again, very long, so long.
Yeah, very long, very long.
And also, they get worse.
Yeah,
they get real bad.
3 is
like
terrible.
they drop like after 2, the drop off isn't there? It's not like you know how there's like a little drop off.
That's
the
like
third one normally. That's like it drops from like being like a 9 out of 10 to like a 3. It's real bad.
And I think that's
what the drop off is.
We need to showcase that doing a sequel of anything is incredibly hard.
That's so good.
So, like, these are like obviously subject to opinion as well.
Number 1 made me want to be Jack Sparrow. I remember like I know so much about especially the first one, and it's just like the 2.
Was that the Curse of the Black Pearl? Is that
yeah.
The
start.
The 2 thugs. What's the 2 thugs? They're like
with the eye.
Yeah, like ear puppet.
Ear puppet.
Keira Knightley.
Which Pirates of the Caribbean was it that started with the hanging and it was the music? It was like really eerie. But I think that might have been 2. Was that the third one?
Third one?
Yeah, it's not.
Either way, that opening, one of the best Pirates of the Caribbean openings there ever was, because it is just insane. Like,
and musically,
very good.
Yeah, stands the test of time for sure. for sure. Well, number 7, we've got Back to the Future. I don't know. I love Back to the Future films.
Yeah, Back to the Future. Third one's real bad.
Big drop off.
I've not watched them all either. I can't.
Oh, Codes, I recommend 1 and 2 so bad.
One and two are very, very good.
Now, another one which I would have placed. So I've got Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and then this is my third spot for trilogy. Is the Dark Knight trilogy.
That is very. Again, I tell you what, the first one. You can tell from the first one, you can tell it's part of a trilogy. As a film on its own, in my opinion, not the best film. As part of a trilogy, amazing.
But if you were saying film on its own, that second Batman film is possibly one of the best films ever.
Yeah.
And then, so we've got 5th place. We've got Toy Story. I'm assuming that's the original 3. I haven't seen Toy Story 4. Obviously, that's famous in this podcast.
Toy Story 4 is quite, but I don't mind Toy Story 4. I won't lie. The drop off was never that bad.
They've kept it pretty consistent.
Yeah. Toy Story 2 though is the one. Toy Story 2. I love that one. Yeah. That one's with Jesse, Bullseye, and
there's a lot of cases where like the second film has been like one of the best ones out of a trilogy.
Yeah, like Shrek. You've got Shrek, haven't you? You've got
a lot of people love The Empire Strikes Back with Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna keep
Back
turning
to Back to the Future 2. I think is better than Back to the Future 1.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It is
the second one's better than the first one.
Yeah, there you go, Harry. Empire Strikes Back, Last Jedi, New Hope. Can't even see it. It's on the floor, in the mud.
Right, go on, next one.
The Before trilogy. Now I don't know if this is
the what.
Never
so this is the Before trilogy. I think it's the one that's like Before Sunset, Before Sunrise. It's like a romantic trilogy based around a couple. It looks quite good. I haven't seen it.
I'm not a romantic like watcher, if that makes sense.
No,
not
apart
really
from La La
person,
Land,
mate.
Third place, we've got the Godfather trilogy, which again unreal collection.
I haven't seen them all. I won't lie.
Oh, so good, bro.
So good,
one.
man.
I've seen one. I've seen 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3.
Oh,
now,
wow.
Second place, boys, and you're gonna kick off was Star Wars. So.
Which one?
Sorry, is Indiana Jones not in this top 10?
Now, I'm not going to say that you've chosen one that's wrong.
How is that? No, I'm sorry. Indiana
I'm surprised
Jones
there.
is better than Toy Story. Indiana Jones.
What? Say that again?
Indiana Jones is better than Toy Story, mate.
Get in the bin.
Come on.
No, bro.
No. Come on.
No, I'll tell you what.
I love Indiana Jones.
Captain America shouldn't really be in there compared to Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is better than Spider-Man, better than Captain America.
Yeah. I'm up for both. I'm up for that being in there in place of those. But Captain America doesn't even count, though, does it? It's not a proper like trilogy.
No, come on.
Of just Captain America.
If they put Iron Man in there instead of Captain America.
Yeah, that's way more of a trilogy.
But then the third one is shockingly
Yeah, but we've seen that with quite a few of the.
Yeah, the third one is
it's very true.
All right, and then. Star Wars came second, and then first was Lord of the Rings. Do you know? Interestingly, Jurassic Park hasn't been mentioned in this.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And I absolutely love the original Jurassic Parks.
I love.
Wasn't there another drop off with the third one? Yeah.
I don't even know the third. I can't remember the third one. I just told you that, didn't it? The first two though. Second one. Fun fact: the second one is Why I'm Afraid of Seagulls.
Brilliant.
Check it out.
Right, beautiful people. Here we are in the check it out section. Joe, what are you recommending to the people this week?
So mine's quite a popular one, which I imagine quite a few people already checked it out. But mine is The Crown. Mm-hmm. I was a bit late to the game, so obviously the new season's come out about Diana and stuff, and then they've had to release a statement saying not everything in it is accurate, obviously, because it's not a documentary. The fact that they had to put that out is ridiculous.
Yeah, people
are fools. But yeah, The Crown, really. I'm not even on the third season yet. I'm only in the second one. Very, very good. Very impressed. But yeah,
nice.
The acting is I've already cried twice. The acting is sublime, and it also made me really It also did make me feel really guilty. Like we're all like, oh yeah, but I would want to be the queen. Imagine being the queen. You have loads of money. You can do whatever you want. You can't really do whatever you want. Can't really. When you watch it, you realize that actually they don't.
Trapped.
They're very trapped. They're more trapped than we have a lot more freedom than the queen does. She may be getting privileged dinners and privileged this, and I'm not saying like she's not privileged compared to the people living on the street. But what I'm saying is that majority of us have a more privileged and free life than some of the royals do. Like, come on, people.
Yeah.
Not right now during tier 3. Oh,
hey!
topical.
Oh, but could you imagine? But could you imagine if the queen broke lockdown rules?
Ooh, uproar.
It would be uproar.
It would be. Cody, what about you for the checkout section? What are you saying?
Another Netflix thing. It is The Queen's Gambit, and it is something I didn't think I was going to watch, but me and my girlfriend have been watching it, sort of FaceTime wise, like movie nights and that, and it's like it's really good. Like, I hate chess. I think it's boring as hell, but from watching that. But from watching that film, it is like it makes you actually go, oh, I actually want to learn about like chess. Like, it's really, really interesting. And there's just lots of stuff that goes into it.
I saw like I think you might have shared it on Facebook actually, like the sales of chessboards of like
yeah. It's gone mad. I think what it is though, like I think I've kind of found my genre of film that I do like, and what it is, because that is it starts in the 50s. And I think it's basically, because I haven't actually finished it yet. I'm halfway through the last episode. And that's, and I think it's right at the end of the 60s now. I think I'm just a sucker for that kind of, have you both watched Hollywood on Netflix?
I haven't.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
That's set in the 30s. It's kind of like, because it's the
Great
director.
Gatsby. Great Gatsby era.
Yeah, it's just, but I'm talking more about the filming, like, you know, like American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
The director of that, he directed Hollywood.
Right.
Ryan Murphy, innit?
Yeah, Ryan Murphy, that's it. That's his name. And I think he's got this really good balance of like, it's not exactly like real, like 50s or whatever time he's in, but it just feels like it's got an element of lightness to it as well.
Yeah.
Or
I agree.
fantasy with it. So the Queen's Gambit is kind of like that. It's still very realistic because it touches on like drug problems that the main character has and all that. But it's really good because I love a film where you get to watch someone grow, and that's what kind of happens in this film. She plays chess. So yeah, check it out. Queen's Gambit. It's quite new, so it's not really. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, go check it out. It's great.
2 great suggestions once again.
I
thought I'd try and own it. But...
Watch out.
You thought wrong. Yeah. Very wrong.
Oh, damn it. Right.
Dang it.
That was like
now
an octave,
whatever I say
like
is not... Brilliant. Well, God damn. I was trying to compliment you guys as well. Anyway, my check it out for this week. I got 2. The first one is the driving test center near me. Just absolutely wonderful.
Check it out.
Little bit of backstory. I failed my driving test within the last podcasts. So I'm just, I'm putting everything out there so that I pass this time. So massive shout out to driving test centers around the world.
Yeah.
And my second one is actually a band on Spotify. They're called, I want to say it's Mute, Meute. And you might have seen them. They went viral on Facebook and stuff, and like YouTube with like their covers. They're like a marching band almost, with like trumpets, saxophones, everything. But they did a song, Hey Hey. It's mine and my brother's like favorite tune right now. Just go check them out. It's awesome.
Did you say true?
Awesome, man.
No, I said tune, I think.
Oh, it really sounded like true.
I hope I did.
I hope you did.
Keep it in. I hope you did. Yeah, keep it in. It's my favorite tune right now.
Otherwise, all of this is in it. Personal question section. Would you you rather have unlimited sushi for life or unlimited tacos for life?
Oh, that's so hard. That couldn't be a
Ooh.
harder question for me. You're such a. Oh my god, that's like.
Sorry,
that's
mate.
like that's literally my two favorite foods. You are such. I actually don't know.
Would you rather have unlimited sushi or unlimited tacos?
Oh,
I'm gonna say
you're such
tacos.
an-
Yeah, I'd go with tacos.
Just because I'm more towards like the hot meat based stuff that goes into tacos rather than I love sushi as well. It's mainly cold mainly.
Yeah.
I just a bit like
And I
Right.
think
I'm going sushi.
I'd go
Ooh.
tacos as well, because if you're going veggie, shout out veggies, is veggie tacos are still amazing. Whereas I think veggie sushi.
I'm going. I'm to give up tacos though. Oh my god, I'm so.
Remember, it doesn't actually happen.
Mate, imagine if I go, yeah, but I'm just like, imagine if I went to Oaxaca and I couldn't order a taco. Oh my god!
exactly. There you go.
I think I'd die. Yeah, but then if I can't, when I get a train and there's a Yo Sushi, oh no, you can't get some sushi.
I've never had.
I got
a Yo
literally.
sushi.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
You never had one?
No. Aren't they
Oh, mate,
really
it's great.
expensive for what they are?
They're not.
Depends where you get them from though. If you're
Is that
in
the place
London,
where you like order the plate? Like the plate comes around and you take it off.
That's
Yeah,
if if you sit in though, you can. There are places you can take it away and stuff.
Yeah, literally on the way home from my job interview the other day, I literally had a tray full of sushi, like so big, and when I got home, I just ate all that solid. Like,
See, yeah, but I think maybe it's because I've
So good.
experienced more. Like, my only real experience of sushi. I love sushi, but I mainly eat like the snack sushi, like not restaurant
from Tesco.
Yeah, and it's good, but it's not like
It's
the
not
best,
great.
you know?
Yeah. Like I love
See,
sushi.
yeah, I think I've had a better
but
experience.
then,
with tacos.
I
right.
go because I go wasabi. That's where I go normally for sushi and stuff.
Do you know what?
It's quite-
I'm gonna have to go tacos because I
Oh,
can't.
look,
give
it's
up-
a universal choice.
Oh, yeah, but
Hey.
that is a very hard decision.
Would you rather it never stops snowing, but the snow never piles up, or never stops raining, but the rain never causes floods?
Snow.
Ooh.
Snow. Because snow normally falls a bit slower, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't. You won't get absolutely soaked.
Yeah, I would say you probably get colder in the rain.
Yeah, because you get
Yeah.
soaked.
What kind of rain is it though? Is it just persistent, like heavy?
Oh no,
The thing is, though,
Or
the
was it-
sound of rain is nicer than no
yeah,
sound.
well,
Because the sound
yeah.
of
But
snow
it
is
doesn't
not really...
pile up at all. It just melts.
So there's no melt. Yeah, so the snow just melts. So it's literally just the... I mean, that would be
Yeah.
hard for driving. It would probably be harder driving through snow than it would rain. Not that I would know. But the rain... the rain never causes flooding. So the rain just like disappears as it hits the ground.
That evaporates. Yeah.
So do you even get the sound? Oh,
Mm.
because it's not hitting the ground.
I think I'm going snow. I don't. If every time I go out, I have to take an umbrella. I'll be pissed. Your host, you have to sign us off.
No, I always sign you off anyway because you can never remember it.
Excuse me, I signed us off last time.
Yeah, without Googling it this time, mate.
I'll do it.
Go on, Codes, get us rid of it. Get rid of us.
Get rid of you. Yeah, well, let's get rid of us all. So signing out. Thank you all for listening. If you haven't already, we've got our obviously YouTube channel and it's called 3am Chats Podcast. Please go check out. We've done 2 videos on there where you can see our beautiful faces. So please go over and subscribe to that channel. Of course, check us out on Instagram with the same name, 3am Chats Podcast. And and we're gonna hopefully see you for episode 12 in the near future. I think we're gonna have a little Christmas special coming. So
Oh, mate, have you realised what we've done? 12 Days of Christmas, episode 12. Nailed it.
There you go. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.